Oh, well, I'm not surprised given who they're coming from. Uh, there's no question we've had over 20 hearings, more than we contemplated having in legislation that we've passed. We were requested to provide access to technology. We provided public workstations. This was a request in one of our public hearings, and so we provided public workstations both in Springfield as well as in Chicago. It was requested that we not only do what was included in the bill that we passed in January and having hearings before a proposed map was released, but to have hearings afterwards. And we have done so. We had a hearing just yesterday. The House of Representatives is having one today, and we're going to have a joint hearing on Tuesday. It was requested that we wait a week before we vote on a bill. It was requested that we provide a narrative to explain the districts. We are filing a resolution with a narrative to explain the districts.
Is a week enough? I heard some of the criticism from Campaign for Political Reform. The Republican criticism is well known. I mean, this seems like it could be a relatively simple way to avoid all this criticism, and I mean it's a little late now, but introduce it before a week or two till we get out at the end.
The Campaign for Political Reform has been on record as saying in the past a week was enough. Now they want to move the line. Change Illinois was on record as testifying at one of our hearings saying a week before a vote. Now they want to change. Maybe that's why they call Change Illinois. There's no question, and I think both of those groups will acknowledge this has been the most transparent redistricting process ever had. I don't know of anybody else doing it with this level of transparency. As soon as we had a proposed map, we put it out there, put it on the website, website that I paid to create, out of my pocket. You can download the map, open it up on Google Maps. It's real interesting. I've been looking at it myself over the weekend. We had a gentleman who testified who said, he went on the website, and this is not representing an organization or anything. He came and testified. He said he went on the website himself, and he went all through the map, and he says, while it wasn't perfect, he thought it was a fair map.
How much of this is Republicans seem to be on the losing end? They're not in power. They don't have the votes to stop this process. How much of this is truly let's open this up to the public, and how much of it is they're not on the winning end, and this is the card they have to play?
After the proposed map came out, and I won't mention any names, several Republican legislators approached me and told me they were pleased with the map. They may not say it out in the public, but they.
Talk me through the timeline. What are we going to see with the map going through the 31st, the end of the month?
I don't know the precise time.
We passed some shell bills here in the Senate. The House going to do the same. Does it have to be read on a certain number of days? It seemed like last week we were talking about maybe getting out on the 27th.
Read, you customarily three days a bill has to be read in. Much was made of Senate Bill 1175. This is not anything new. Senate Bill 1175 we will have prepared with the proposed map so that the public has something to refer to, right? And so we can have an amendment on something that the public has access to. What was the public going to refer to if we didn't file an amendment?
Last question, how much of what we are seeing in the presentation of the map and the discussion is aimed at avoiding problems during a legal battle, not setting a record, or just sort of keeping the chess pieces clean so that when this does eventually get to the courts, it's not made more messy? Is that something that's actively on the minds of lawmakers?
I can only speak for myself. I've been chairing a redistricting committee to make sure that We've had transparency. I sponsored a bill to make sure that we have added protection for minority voting groups. I've spoken about these things openly all over the state. So, and we took questions from the public, and we took input from the public all throughout the state. So we've had an open dialogue with the people of the state of Illinois about this process.